which is more fun, demoing a kitchen or sawing your car apart? Hey, Killlight here. In this video, I'm trying to put the trunk floor in. Now, it's been a week since I hit my hand. If you saw the last video, using the body chisel and a hammer, bam, pew, and yeah, I did not have it x-rayed because I can move everything, but it's been a week and it's all bruised, and like I said, I can move everything, so I don't think it's broke. It's just badly bruised and hurts for that reason. Alright, but I think we're gonna do some work, and hopefully my hand won't mess me up too bad. Alright, so ran into some issues. I already tried to put it in once and ran into some issues. Let me show you what those are. So on these inner wheel wells, where the trunk floor here goes, is actually inset from the top. You might, hopefully that angle will show it. And yes, it is the same. Let's keep you out of the fan air messing up the mic. It's the same here on the new ones. So yeah, and I'm gonna say it's like a 1/4 inch on each side. I don't think it's quite a 1/4 inch, but I didn't get a caliper out or something. So when I tried to put it in, you know, you got camera right angle. I tried to slide the floor pan, tried to slide the trunk floor up through here and that way, but you got to go up and over the suspension pieces on the frame and drop it down, and that it was just too tight, couldn't force it in. Now I could take a hammer to those side pieces and knock those in because I'm replacing them, so it wouldn't be a big deal, or I could cut them, and I'm leaning towards cutting them. I think that would be easier. And I put some trailer jacks just under the back here. I don't think it's going to drop any, because structurally I think it'll still be fine. However, just to make sure that it doesn't drop any more than it is, so I decided to go ahead and put a brace. It's some 3/4 inch angle iron. It's going to go right here. I cut it just short, and I have angled the ends like as if it was going to be a good weld. Now my welder, with this thin wire, I set it to the highest setting it had for 14 gauge. This is technically a little bit thicker, but it doesn't have to be a great weld there. And I have, by the way, cleaned all that off, and I got me a good ground. Now I'm gonna tack this in place. Again, it doesn't have to be that strong, so hopefully it'll serve its purpose. That's horrible. And probably overkill. reality, they said the temperature was going to be like 97 or something today. Yeah, it's cooler today, feels cooler today than it did all last week when I was sweating. Okay, yeah, way overkill. That thing ain't moving. And I just did that. I was gonna do that at some point because I wanna make sure I have these held in place, and I forgot to move my ground, but it still worked. Okay. I want to make sure that these, that is hot, is in the same place. They don't move. And figure, you know, let's just do it now. Get it over with. Hopefully I won't bash my head on it too many times. All right, I was thinking I was gonna cut from the inside. It's actually, I think, easier from the outside, and I had drilled some holes so I could see where things were. But doesn't look like I'll need those. Let's see, my plan is cut a relief cut here, cut a relief cut here, if I can get in there. That way I can bend it in, get the floor pan in, and push it back out. I don't know if it matters that I can push it back out, but I can just bend it in to get the floor pan in, is the idea. Still debating on this back one. Front one I'm thinking will just be up to here. Yeah, let's start there and see how it goes. And just see how much this will bend. That already bends a lot. This not so much. I'm thinking I probably want to do a cut like right here. Cut fast. All right, may just. Oh, I finished cutting this little piece back here. That'll really loosen that up. This just has this in it that is currently fighting, but it's moving back. I think those two will work. I think that'll work. Now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. Check it out. There ought to be room now. That's what I did. So I made the cuts I said I was going to make. I then went around the outside. I pulled much as I could from the outside. I then took a hammer and beat on them until they were bent back a little. Now, kill old dude, a claw hammer. What are you, some noob? I don't want to use my body hammers on stuff like this and mess up the end, the flat surface. So yeah, I'm using a claw hammer because I don't care about that hammer. I don't care about this metal. So I don't want to use something I care about on something I don't. And that's how I work. Okay, so we're ready to go. I think this might be in the way, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to try to put this in by myself or if I'm going to wait till this evening and have my wife help me. And I just got the towel. I have the buddy mounts out here, towel coming over so it doesn't scratch it up too much. Slide it up and drop it in. That's the idea. We'll see if it works. Well, I got it onto chair bottom. It is heavy. However, and I got it at the front piece in. However, getting it farther up, I mean, yes, I can. Well, let's just see what we can do. I'm quite sure that this will end poorly. Okay. Remember how I hurt my back putting the doors on, hanging those doors? Let's not repeat. Oh, we made progress. This is where it got stuck last time. It was the front last time, not back here. Try not to destroy the E-coat too much. So this is with the body mounts not even in it. So it is sitting on the back of the frame. Now, frame came up some when you took the body mounts out and lost that back piece because that had weight. Yeah, that's pushed up. This is where the body mounts go. So see, there's this piece here. I don't think you can put a Chevelle pan in this way. So I don't think you can put a Chevelle trunk pan in through the back. You got this that has to clear here. So it'll drop down and then clear here, which, I mean, I've already bent this, which I don't care about bending it up and down. I actually just was going to use it for a center mark, but knocking those in, didn't even have to go as far as I did, and that opened that up. And we still got a ways to go forward, obviously. But I don't see, maybe, oh, hold on. If I lift the front, that should let it come in. Now, can I do that by myself? Well, here we are. there's a jack with 2x4, push it up in the middle of the pan. Up right here. Now, I also, trailer jacks, I raised those trying to lift this back up because I don't really care about that much. And this side, same thing. Now here's the deal. On these Chevelles, at least mine, and I've seen a lot of others this way, this right corner is 1/4 inch low. And what's funny is you look here, it's that corner that's low. And I can't lift the front any higher because it's now stuck on the wheel wells again, which was the whole start of this video. So I don't want to put any more pressure jacking the trunk up because I'm afraid I'm going to bend it. I think I'm going to have to do some more cutting. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. What do you think? Have you done this before? Got any ideas on how to actually make this work? Let me know in the comments. So hopefully you can see I did some more cutting and more bending. Whew. And more pulling. Yeah. Oh, my back is not happy. Okay, we got this pretty high. Almost as high as I can possibly go. I cut the middle. Now, try not to totally destroy this E-coat. Alright, what are we catching on? It's not back here. So the front make sure you can see this. So the front is up against the front, the back of the back seat drop off there, and we're still nowhere near. Okay, seriously. I mean, I can lower the front to get it so it'll push forward, but then the back won't. That'll bring the back up so it won't fit under here and drop down. So all right, I think I have concluded that there is no way to get the trunk in a full trunk pan in an A-body 70-72 Chevelle, at least, the way I'm trying it. I think you just got to cut. I think you got to cut a lot more off to get the trunk pan in, which most people, you know, would have just did patches. Okay, I even considered just cutting the front there and then doing the rest, putting the rest in, and that I could have got in this way. I think not 100%, but I could definitely tilt it more. And oh well. But I mean, I needed the whole trunk floor. I'm replacing all this stuff, everything. So If you know of another way of doing this, let me know in the comments. But it looks like I will be just cutting the back end here apart. I'm replacing it all anyway. After reviewing how the back of the quarter panel goes, I don't see any benefit. There's no good way to cut the back off the old one. As in, I'm just going to cut, so right here, here is where the quarter panel goes. And there's nothing to save. I'm going to be replacing everything, every single thing back there. So Mrs. Kilobyte was not too happy that I did this by myself without having someone help me lift it. Now, whew, I will tell you, my back is starting to stiffen up, so hopefully, I'm going to turn the blade around. Hopefully I will not regret soloing that. I don't recommend it. I did it, yes, but I don't recommend it. Wish I had not cut it in the middle now. All right, let's cut. Don't want to. Well, it is loose. And I did lower the jacks so they weren't holding up the back end like they were. Look at that. Oh. That is almost all Bondo. That's horrible. I'm just going to cut right through here, I think. Don't cut it. There's no Bondo in that quarter. This one's just like the other one here. Yeah, maybe not, actually. It's got a little more holding it on, I think. turn up into the other section. Hot. I can feel it through my leather gloves. Now what you do want to do, keep your old stuff so you can see where everything came together, where it was welded. I'm trying to save this so I can kind of be able to tell. If I cut it right there, that'll be fun. Really want to move. Come on. Just barely holding. All right, which is more fun, demoing a kitchen or sawing your car apart? All right, nothing. Let's be in the way now. There. Now you see how much this moves? That's why I was trying to keep the back intact, because it would be easier to line it up, but that just wasn't an option apparently. Just come back a little. Ow. Watch out for jagged metal sticking out. Thinking right around there is probably good. Obviously, I'll have to do a lot more checking on that. What's interesting, if you saw my video on removing this, you know that the one body mount is under the floor panel, just a little bit on that side and not on that side. And that was one point. And then this, the trunk floor is setting up higher inside there on that side. It's setting way up higher on this side. And and what's happening is this has weight on it. This only has the trunk pan on it. So when you go to weld this on, you actually got to remove the bushings, the body mounts, so that those are touching. Now, if you've got a big gap, then it may be a fitment issue. But I measured on mine. It's important to measure this distance right here and make sure your new panel is the same as the old one. If not, then you may have to adjust it by adding this piece of metal across there. I've seen people have to do that. But if it is the same measurement, then you know it was right from the factory. Well, as right as factory gets. So you would, in fact, pull the body mounts out, have that setting on the floor, and weld it to the floor. Then lift, put the body mounts back in. And don't, make sure, this is another thing, this to here should be the right length. And obviously you got your whole wheel well. It all's a system. It's all a big system. It all has to fit together. So don't weld anything until you know it's right. All right, I said I was gonna get the trunk pan in, trunk floor, and it's in. It took a whole lot more than I expected. Some cars, you can just slide them up in there. And this one was just fighting me tooth and nail. Well, it always does. So anywho, so we're good there. So I was hoping to get it in without cutting all this off and using it in the inner wheel wells to help align it. Obviously, right here, the trunk should still be centered because I haven't removed it. I got braces on the trunk hinge supports, so that should be really straight. And I may actually, what I think I will do before I do any cutting, I'm going to try to center the trunk floor where it needs to be, so I'll have markings so I have it where it should be. And I may do the zip screws there in the front to hold it in place, and that way I can also remove it and just put the zip screws back in when I want to put it back in, and that should be straight. But I'll have to take the body mounts out and play around with that in order to do that. And I'm really hot and tired right now, so maybe tomorrow when it's supposed to be like 97, 98 again. Yeah, all right. So I hope that was helpful, at least in learning what doesn't work. All right. So please like, subscribe, leave a comment. The new algorithm likes comments. It likes interaction. As I said, if you got a better way to do it, let me know. Leave it in the comments so other people can learn from it. All right, appreciate y'all, and good luck with your project.